Hello and welcome to another update video about Solana. So it is a quiet day, and also yesterday most coins stayed in their respective ranges that allow for either a deeper pullback or an extension of the current count. I've got both possibilities here obviously listed on the chart. The first one that we talked about in yesterday's video is that the 5-wave move could already be done. It's not very reliable though, and the wave 5, in my opinion, should push a little bit higher. Just because in this count, let's just double check that actually. If we take the length of the third wave, go to the low of the fourth, then we've really not even reached the minimum that you would expect for a fifth wave, which is here the 38.2 extension. And ideally in this particular count, we should expect the 61.8 extension into this box basically. Ideally sort of around the $31 mark. Now we haven't done that yet. That is why I'm still looking at one more wave up ideally. Sometimes we don't get these last waves up, and therefore, and also because we broke below that ascending trend line recently, we need to be on the lookout for the breakdown. Yeah. So both scenarios clearly possible. It's very valuable to know what are the key pivot and decision points here. So key support here for that current price, or for the price, is 23.40. That's the last swing low, but the real important support level in my opinion is this one, 22.30. Going below 22.30, that wave A low, if it is a wave A, would indicate a breakdown in wave C into wave 2, into this support area that's currently located between $11.60 and $16.60. So scaling into this area is something I'm going to do, because it could in a more bullish context overall, it could be the last time we see this price. Now, is it what I generally believe? Not entirely sure. I think we still have significant downside risk after all, because either way, until we see the top of this wave, we won't really know. This could very easily just be an A wave up, a B wave down, and a C wave up. So until we see the fourth and the fifth wave, really we won't know. And after this ABC pattern, we could still make easily, very easily, another swing low into the $5 range, yeah, and see all of this just as a bear market rally. But of course, we don't know. Nobody knows the future. That's because, or that's why I will either way scale into this area, because I could either trade the C wave or the wave 3. And if it's actually a real impulse, then this will get even, more interesting, and then you can basically scale up your trade along the way in the little setbacks, and also in this wave 4 again to trade the fifth wave. So it's certainly getting interesting. That is the next very, very clear trade setup that I see after we had one here, and one here. Sometimes there just isn't a clear setup, especially not when we have corrective mess like we have at the moment. You can clearly see it. It's just getting messy. Yeah, it's not clear consolidation that you would expect before another impulse. This could go both ways now. It could go, and especially as we are currently, we've seen bearish divergences. You get these signals that things could get to their end, really. We've had the bearish divergence. We talked about that here between waves 3 and 5, as it's currently labeled on the MACD. You see them on various time frames, on the RSI and on the MACD, even though here on the RSI it wasn't that clear. But on different time frames you can actually see them. And then obviously we lost the trend line as well. So certain things, start to add up here and give us an impression that things could be coming down shortly in that C wave. And if it does, it wouldn't be a problem, because then we have here the time to, or the opportunity to scale back into SOL for everybody who wants to do it, to trade the C wave, or, in a more bullish context, the wave 3. I know a lot of people are waiting for that pullback, but before that happens, we still have a realistic chance to push higher. Now, the way this currently goes, if we really substantially break out of this wedge, and I will have to move it up a little now, just a little bit. It's a bit difficult to define it actually. But I would say, a break above the recent, at least here 25.40 would at least give us an impression that it could push higher here. And that the fifth wave is still unfolding. It would have to be, though, in some kind of a diagonal pattern. This is just clearly corrective, the moves that are occurring here off the lows. So yeah, I'm just thinking how, I mean, there are various scenarios possible. You could say the wave 4 finished here, and this might be a wave 1 up, and we might just be doing the wave 2 in a diagonal, yeah. So just remove that for a moment. Then we could have here maybe a wave 1 up. This could be an ABC of a wave 2. When we find support, we can, that's why this low is so important, because if it is taken out, it can't be a 1-2 setup anymore. Yeah, and then it could rally higher, but until we see some kind of signal evidence, it's gonna be difficult. If it is a diagonal, it would also be good, because then it signals that the bulls are getting exhausted, and it would confirm that shortly we should come down in the wave 2 anyway, if we now push higher or not. Yeah, I mean, you could say that as long as we are holding above 22.30, we can focus here on higher, but it's not reliable anymore. So it's a coin where I'm clearly watching and waiting for that wave 2 correction down here, yeah, or wave B, whatever it will be. And anybody, you know, we had these setups here, so anybody who entered, move up your stop loss and just watch it, or take some off your trade. You know, you can do that clearly. That's an individual decision depending on how much risk you have. But yeah, it's going to be interesting in the possibly next couple of weeks. Maybe the Fed interest rate decision will break us, you know, help us to break out of this range. Okay, and that's my update about Solana. I hope you liked the update. If we did, please hit the like button, leave a comment and subscribe. And if you really like the content, then please check out the channel membership. Thanks a lot for watching. Bye bye.